right, race fans. Welcome to TurnLeftTV. Be ready for some high-speed action tonight. Step on the gas. All right, race fans. Welcome to the corkscrew. This is TurnLeftTV, and I'm your host, Heath Johnson. The High Octane Racing League GT3 Series heads to Laguna Seca, tackles the corkscrew, or will a corkscrew tackle them? It's the final race of the season, and what a way to end it at a great track, Laguna Seca. It's a 50-minute race, and this is going to be a wild one, boys. Hang on to your britches. It's about to get wild here at Laguna Seca. It's Cali, baby. Well, some GT3 Series cars here tonight at Laguna Seca to finish out the season. What a great season it's been, and this is going to be a great race. Thanks for joining us here on TurnLeftTV. All right, hey, thank you so much for coming in. Right now in the qualification session, just finished up practice, and I think they're about halfway through qualification session right now. Take a look at the field here. 13 drivers so far. Might have a couple join us in the warm-up session. 8 minutes left to go in the qualification session. Right now, Roman Yapchev is a top time, 121.010. Lightning fast here. We'll take a look at the track here at Mazda Raceway, Laguna Seca. Located in Monterey, California. 2.2 miles, 3.6 kilometer, 11-turn road course, and of course the corkscrew. Turns 7, 8, and 8A. What? Yeah, 7, 8, and 8A. That's really tricky right there. So, a couple other pretty challenging parts of this course too. So, fun track. Laguna Seca, a lot of guys like this track, so expect some great racing here today. TurnLeftTV. It's the final race of the season tonight. What a great season it has been. Thanks for coming in. I'm your host, your broadcaster, your commentator, Heath Johnson. So again, this is a Laguna Seca 50-minute race here tonight. Last race of the season. It's been an interesting season, that's for sure. We'll take a look at the schedule here, finishing out at Laguna Seca. Red Bull Ring was an absolute great race last week. Donington Park, Dubai, Curitiba, that great track there in Brazil. Canadian Tire Motorsport Park, Portland International, and Spa, starting out the season there. So we're going backwards there. Taking a look at that season. So been a great season. We're definitely going to be doing some GT3 racing again. I want to thank you so much for joining me here on the YouTube channel and checking out TurnLeftTV. Always appreciate people being here. We got some chatters in here already. Looks like Richard Brooks in here saying happy Easter to those. What is going on with me right now? I'm like, oh God. Oh man. You never can tell. You know, it works 1 minute, it's a little sketchy the next minute. We'll see what happens here. It's going to be a little green, I think. What do you think? Oh, that's not bad. Why is it works one day and then the next day it's completely messed up? Hey, don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already done so. And then hit the thumbs up button. Let me know you're here. I definitely look at that stuff. Share my videos with all your friends. Thanks for coming in. New subscribers getting up there, man. We're on our way to 1,000. That's the key number, right? 1,000 subscribers. Tell your friends, come in and subscribe. If you'd like to make a donation to TurnLeftTV, you can click on the link up in the banner of the channel. Go down in the description of this race and follow that to the Weathertech website and help me here at TurnLeftTV. Thanks to all those folks who have done so. Purchase stuff through Weathertech using that link. Got one for the European theater. I think that works for Asia as well. And also for the Western Hemisphere. And that would be the United States and Canada. Probably Brazil as well. Fall into that. Again, thanks for coming in. Some more royalty coming in here. Michael Brooks in here as well, doing some chatting. Hello to you, sir. Hope you're having a great weekend, both of you guys. So our sim racing work group in here as well. Getting some chatters in here, getting some picking who they think is going to win this race tonight. Right now, 13 drivers so far joining us. Want to have a couple join in the warm-up session and start in the back. That'd be a little curious. It is Easter weekend, so I would expect the numbers to be down a little bit. And the final race of the season. And it's Laguna Seca. Well, why are we replacing this season with, for next season? That's right, the High Octane IndyCar Series. So we got a good 10 race schedule headed your way. Going to take next week off and then get back at it on April the 17th. So we'll do an oval series, 200-mile races except for Indianapolis, which will be 250 miles. So guys are really eager to get these Indy cars back out. And they've, I think, thought up a pretty good schedule for these guys. So excited about this. It'll be live right here on TurnLeftTV, Saturdays at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. And that is the High Octane Racing League IndyCar Series, headed your way on April the 17th. Cliff in here as well. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Richard Brooks and Cliff, they're exchanging pleasantries. Get a room. Get a room. Well, we'll take a look at the season standings coming into tonight's race. You see Roman Yapchev has a pretty sizable lead. I think it's all over but the shouting as far as that goes. Dennis Van de Ven, second in points. Nikolai Bezrikov is not going to be here today. He's injured. We want to send our well wishes to Nikolai Bezrikov. He had gotten hurt there. I think slipped on some ice. Richie Tappel, fourth in points. Claudio Bardelli Jr., fifth in points. Lucas Simpsoner comes in tonight, sixth in points. Stephen Miller, seventh. Will Dunbar, eighth in points. Alexander Meshkov, ninth. And John Stanley comes in tonight in the 10th position. So just a few short seconds left in the qualification. Nikolai Bezrikov actually joining us in the chat session. Nursing that sore leg, sore ankle. Again, our well wishes go out to Nikolai Bezhikov. Hope he gets well soon. Gets back at it here. Take a look at Dan Richter in the Aston Martin. Finishing up his qualification session. Take a look at our side-by-side. Make sure that's working pretty well. Looks like it is, so that's good to know. Finishing up the qualification session, we'll take a look at the final results in qualification. Session results, Roman Yatchev, 120.992 will start in P1. Javier Conti starts in the second position. Starting in third is Andre Rousseau. Paki Caruso starts in the fourth position. Starting in fifth is Dennis Vandeven in the Corvette. Richie Tappel, also Corvette, starts in the sixth position. Claudio Bardelli Jr. will start in the seventh position. Lucas Sinfner and Stephen Miller, both Ferraris there, start eighth and ninth. Alexander Meshkov starts in the 10th position. Starting in the 11th position is Will Dunbar in the Ferrari. Dan Richter starts in 12th in the Aston Martin. And Sergei Butsev starting in the 13th position in the Mercedes. I'm not sure if I should put that chat up here. Well, I guess we will. Look at that. Richard Brooks says Thomas won't be here today. He is... Oh my God. Well, that won't take him long. I mean, it'll take him about 5 minutes or so. It's usually, from what I understand, about how long that lasts for him, about 5 minutes, and then he's spent. Well, good luck to Thomas. Rural Poland, huh? Romantic. Felipe Granado here joining us now in the race. So we have 14 drivers. Now in the warm-up session. Coming up later tonight, we'll be at Richmond Raceway in the Saturday Night Thunder Little Cup Cars, race number 8 in that first season of 2021. 250 laps from that great short track. That is Richmond International Raceway. Coming up in the High Octane Racing League, Saturday Night Thunder. Michael Brooks says he's interested in the IndyCar series. That's good. Awesome. I'm going to use the ISI mod, I think the 2014 update mod there. So we can get that in the Steam workshop for the IndyCar series coming up, not next week, but the week after next in this time slot. Claudio Bardelli Jr. joining us in the chat session as well. Now back there on the track, take a look at Claudio Bardelli Jr. right now. About 7.5 minutes here in the warm-up session before we get this thing started. Tonight's race is brought to you by EliteHostingUSA.com. 3 self-managed rFactor 2 server packages available for you to choose from. And not only here in the United States, but also EliteHostingUSA.com can provide servers in other areas too. So if you're interested in an rFactor 2 server for your league, please give EliteHostingUSA.com a look, and you can get one that would be close to you, I am sure. If forget to join or visit ZiaComics.com, your nerd headquarters, all things comic related. That's Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. That's ZiaComics.com. Speaking of the IndyCar series, here we go. Take a look at this schedule again. If you'd like to join up at High Octane Racing League, got the Discord address there in the lower left of this graphic. Saturdays at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, starting on April the 17th at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Servers already up, I believe, and loaded with that track. Kentucky, second race of the season. Las Vegas, so a couple mile and a half there, and then Iowa on May the 8th. Pocono, the Tricky Triangle on May the 15th for the fifth race of the season. Gateway International, very unique track there, egg-shaped track, located just outside of St. Louis on May the 22nd. And the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, that's right, on Indy 500 weekend. We're going to run the Indianapolis 250 miles, 100 laps at that famed oval, just about 40 miles away from home for me. Phoenix International on June the 5th, and then Kansas, another cookie cutter headed your way on for the 9th race of the season on June 12th. And then Richmond, finishing out the season at a short track. IndyCars used to run the Richmond 300 here back in the day, so we're going to give it a shot. I have the cars out on this track, just testing it, and absolutely loved it. So I think it's going to be a great one. And what a way to finish it out here, a little short track action at Richmond International on June the 19th. Just under 5 minutes left to go here in the warm-up session. All right, just under 2 minutes left to go here in the warm-up session. Thanks so much for joining us here on TurnLeftTV. Now 14 drivers joining us in the race server. Javier Conti, the top time in the warm-up session, 122.687. Roman Yapchev, the points leader, coming into tonight. 122.692 is his fast time here in the warm-up session. Well, it all comes down to tonight. Shouldn't say it's all over but the shout, but it really is as far as the championship is concerned. Nobody's going to be able to catch Roman Yapchev. But nonetheless, somebody who wants to win this race. I think all these guys out here have a pretty good shot. So you got Lucas Simpner there, third on the grid here in the warm-up session. Pretty fast time there for him. That'd be big there for Luca to come away with a win here at Laguna Seca in the Ferrari. Take a look at Luca in the Ferrari there, kind of maybe getting the last-minute preparations, having a drink of water. All right, boys and girls, this is it. Ready to go here. So Laguna Seca, the High Octane Racing League GT3 series. So getting some picks for the race winner. I am going to pick Dennis Vandeman for my to win this race. So 50-minute race from Laguna Seca, the corkscrew. How many people are going to get claimed, destroyed, going to get their corks popped by the corkscrew? All right, boys and girls, here we go. Take a look at the starting order coming into the race tonight. Roman Yapchev starts in P1. Javier Conti, P2. Rosu starts 3. Paki Caruso 4th. Dennis Vandeman 5th. Richie Tapple 6th. Claudio Bardelli Jr. 7th. Lucas Simpner starts in the 8th position. I don't know why that slide one goes so fast. Stephen Miller starts in the 9th position. Alexander Meshkov starts in P10. P11 will be Will Dunbar in the Ferrari. Dan Richter in the Aston Martin starts in the 12th position. Sergei Butsev in the Mercedes starts in the 13th position, and Felipe Granado starts in 14th. So rolling start here tonight. And the points leader, Roman Yapchev, will lead the field to take the green flag. Oh, Michael Brooks is calling him Captain Spinner. Dennis Vandeman, Captain Spinner. Man, that is hating right there. So formation lap here, and this is going to be kind of interesting here because the green flag goes when these guys are approaching the last turn. So it's kind of an odd time for that green flag to fly. Couple McLarens there, P2, P3, Conti and Rosu. Feeling those guys are going to be lightning fast. Porsche and Paki Caruso in the 4th position. Dennis Vandeman, Richie Tapple, a couple Corvettes in 5th and 6th. You see the BMW of Claudio Bardelli Jr. starting in the 7th position. Lucas Simpner and Stephen Miller in the Ferraris 8th and 9th. And in the BMW, rounding out the top 10 of Alexander Meshkov. Looks like somebody is missing off.
Green flag, go, go, go.
Killing out right now. All right, we're going to run through this again. Somebody didn't make the grid, I believe. All right, here we go. So a little bit of a restart there. Yeah, you can't see Michael Brooks because they are had to restart. It looks like somebody had missed the grid. Yikes. All right, 50-minute race, Laguna Seca. I wonder if Michael Brooks can see now. Not bleach in his eyes. I'm not sure what that's all about. So generally speaking, these guys are going to kind of probably go single file here, certainly until they reach the corkscrew. Oh, well, I can't help them. We're not going to restart if somebody missed the grid. Yapchev in the BMW starts in P1. There's the corkscrew there, so guys are going to go through single file, I would say, in that area. And kind of double file it up, get these a little bit of a straightaway here to get things sort of tightened up, double file.
Flag, go,
Here
go,
we go, green flag. As Yapchev gets off to a lead there as Javier Conti in second. All right. Sorry, they had to clear a penalty. It looked like somebody got a bogus penalty. Javier Conti got a bogus penalty. Said he was to let some people to pass there. He started in the second position. Andre Rousseau showing in the third position. Dennis Van de Ven third. Richie Tappel in fourth. Sinfner in the fifth position. Good battle there between Tappel and Van de Ven. They go through that tough section of the course. Corkscrew there on board here with Dennis Van de Ven running in P5. Richie Tappel in the fourth position. Tappel off the course there and throwing up some dust. Coming around that final turn down the front stretch. Look at Lucas Sinfner running in the sixth position in the Ferrari 21 car. Having a good night here so far. Take a look at this pass. Richie Tappel gets around Dennis Van de Ven coming up the hill with the corkscrew there and takes over P4. Dennis Van de Ven back to P5. Just before that corkscrew area of the track, Richie Tappel picks up that spot. Sergei Butsev in the Mercedes. He's had some issues. He's off track, going straight into the wall. Oh no! Sergei Butsev takes out the sign, and he is going to retire his machine, I believe. And he's had a tough season. Lucas Sinfner there putting a lot of pressure on Van de Ven. Just behind him, however, Paki Caruso in the Porsche. On board here with Paki Caruso. Coming down the front stretch, hounding that Ferrari of Lucas Sinfner. Right now, Paki shown in the seventh position. Take a look at Claudio Bardelli Jr. running in eighth in the BMW. A little bit of a stretch there between Paki Caruso and Bardelli Jr. About 4 seconds separate those four guys, 4.5 seconds or so. Claudio Bardelli Jr. just seems to find a way to get the car up toward the front. So keep your eye on this BMW of Claudio Bardelli Jr. right now in P8. Up here, look at P3 in the McLaren. That's Andre Rousseau. 3 seconds behind Javier Conti. A little bit of a gap there between P3 and P4. About 2.5 seconds or so. Only 4 seconds behind the leader there is Andre Rousseau. So Roman Yapchev has to finish this race out in style and win this bad boy. We'll take a look at him. He's in P1. And he, a lot of guys switched over to the Ferraris from one GT3 season to the next. Roman Yapchev says, I'm going to race that BMW. I'm going to show you guys that this thing can outperform those other models. So he has put that thing in victory lane a number of times this year. And he's got company. Javier Conti in the McLaren running in P2. Just about a second back to the BMW. I would say this track is sort of a cult-like track, man. I mean, you've got your followers at this track. Take a look at Dennis Van de Ven. Oh, Richie Tappel's had some issues. Dennis Van de Ven going to get by. Richie Tappel's had some problems. As we take a look out of the back of Dennis Van de Ven, finally looking out of the back of his machine at Richie Tappel. So Richie Tappel came off track here. Take a look and see what happened to Richie Tappel. Just to take a look at him. He just missed that turn, gets the car sort of off kilter, and doesn't spin it around, but nonetheless pretty darn close. Dan Richter and Felipe Granado, couple Aston Martins here racing it out. Dan Richter, oh, Felipe Granado spins the car. Dan Richter helped right him, help put him in the right direction, it looked like. Going on board here with Dan Richter as Felipe Granado gets loose. He hits that curb right there and it jumps up, and then Dan Richter makes some contact. Oh, look at that. Look at, oh, what the heck is on that? Hey, that is a D-bag move right there. Dan Richter is a Purdue fan and giving me a hard time about IU. Pocky Caruso, Lucas Simpson. Look at this battle here. Three-way battle, really, as these guys are closing in on Richie Tapple. And Pocky Caruso pulling off that pass, so good run there for him. Getting by Lucas Simpson, now taking over the 6th position. Not out of the woods yet, man. I'll tell you what, Lucas Simpson right there looking out of the back of Pocky Caruso's machine at that Ferrari of Lucas Simpson. That is tight. Lucas Simpson always a factor. Take a look at these guys as they roll by. P1, P2. A little bit of gap there. You see Vandeman coming around, Richie Tapple, Pocky Caruso, Lucas Simpson. Felipe Granado here trying to bounce back. Get back by Dan Richter. Dan Richter getting a little payback for having that IU Sucks logo on his spoiler. Dan Richter came around. We'll take a look and see what happened to Dan Richter. Dan Richter here gets a lot of speed right there. A lot of speed, just misses that turn, and he is hard into the wall. That 007 Aston Martin in the kitty litter. Take a look at Javier Conti here running in the go back to live feed here. Running in P2 into McLaren, not letting Roman Yapchev get away from him. About a second and a half separate the two of those guys. Take a look at Will Dunbar here in the Ferrari number 88 Salesforce sponsored machine. Right now running in the 13th position. He said, man, I just want to get a good finish here, finish out this season. This is a tough track. Closing in on Dan Richter, looking out of the front of Will Dunbar's machine at Dan Richter. Dan Richter is obviously going to have a lot of damage after smacking the wall. Kind of sideways into the wall there. And right now, Will Dunbar closing in on that 12th place car. Take a look at Alexander Meshkov here running in the 10th position. Stephen Miller just ahead of him in the 9th spot in the Ferrari. So Meshkov trying to make some moves here on that Ferrari. Number 42, Stephen Miller. See Miller there just ahead in that Speed Details Ferrari. Meshkov have a pretty good turn right there down the front stretch, so closing in on the Ferrari there. Felipe Granado He's had a pretty eventful race here so far in the Aston Martin, and a little bit wide in that turn. And he spins that car, so coming down the front stretch, and he spun that car. See Dan Richter going to get that spot back as Granado getting that Aston Martin back out on track. He loses a couple positions. Go on board here with Dan Richter. See what he saw there. Right there, Granado comes across the track, and Dan Richter. This is there you go. Dan Richter gets by. Also, Will Dunbar gets by in the Ferrari. So those guys running pretty close together. Now in P11, P12. Take a look at our race leader, Roman Yapchev, into BMW. Conti is not letting him get away, and actually he is cutting the lead down to 1.2, or has cut the lead down to 1.2 seconds, so it was as much as 1.5. So the BMW and the McLaren having a battle here. Roman Yapchev and Javier Conti. Andre Rousseau in third, also in a McLaren. About 6.7 seconds off the race lead. Dennis Vandeven, Richie Tapple, a couple of Corvettes running in 4.5. Will Dunbar here in the Ferrari keeps digging, and looks like Dan Richter comes off track as Will Dunbar makes that pass. As we watch the chopper cam. About Richie Tapple here, and in the Corvette, he's got Paki Caruso running in the 6th position just behind him. Pretty tight battle here. Richie Tapple and Paki Caruso. Take a look at this battle here between the two of those guys. Hopefully it gives us those two. There we go. Richie Tapple, Paki Caruso, about half a second separating those two guys. And that's going to tighten up right there because Tapple might have missed that turn, and Paki Caruso is going to try to get around here. So tight between the two of these guys. Through the corkscrew, and Richie Tapple holding on to that spot for now, but that got tight. Paki Caruso in the Porsche. Richie Tapple in the Corvette. Tapple got wide there just before the corkscrew, and Paki Caruso has closed in, coming off the last turn. Dan Richter and Felipe Granado. Felipe Granado, well, man, those guys having some issues in those Aston Martins with the corkscrew. Felipe Granado is going to get by, taking over that spot. So Dan Richter now back to the 13th position. Felipe Granado up to 12th. Those Aston Martins, it may seem like they have a little bit of an issue here tonight. So it just does not seem like they're handling as well as some of these other cars. This battle for the race lead has tightened up. Roman Yapchev has a whole lot of that McLaren in his rearview mirror. Take a look out of the back of our race leader, Roman Yapchev's BMW, at Javier Conti in the McLaren. That McLaren seems to be a little bit faster right now than the BMW. We tuned in on that car. That car was getting sideways. I'm talking about that BMW of Roman Yapchev. Through the corkscrew. Seems like the McLarens have gotten a little bit of a boost, maybe with the balance of performance updates. I'm not sure which cars have gotten boosts and which cars haven't, but it just seems like the McLarens are back in business. Off that last turn, looks like Yapchev has sort of gotten his feet underneath him here. Opening up that gap again. Alexander Meshkov and Pocky Caruso here. Pocky Caruso comes off track. Oh, he and Richie Tapple might have gotten together. Meshkov comes around and gets through, so something has happened. Pocky Caruso and Richie Tapple. We'll see what happened here. Get it into the turn as Tapple and Caruso. Caruso gets up onto the curb and maybe made a little contact with the Corvette. Richie Tapple and Lucas Simpner on the brakes. Gets through, heads up move from Lucas Simpner. Bardelli Jr. gets by, and these guys trying to get this thing straightened back up. Stephen Miller gets through. Meshkov in the sand getting by. Let's take a look and see what happened here. This is a little bit of a slow-mo view. And right here, there might have been some contact between the two of those guys. Right there after making, right there, he gets into the right rear quarter after making contact with that curb, and Caruso gets hung up there as Tapple spins after the contact, and Lucas Simpner was there to pounce. Watch this, on board here with Lucas Simpner as these guys get tangled, and watch this, man, what a heads-up move. What a heads-up move right there. Lucas Simpner in the 21 car. Pocky Caruso, we're going on board here. Watch, he's going to hit that curb, and then he just gets into the side of the Corvette. And then spinning the BMW, you see Lucas Simpner going to the inside right there, getting by. And then watch this, Claudio Bargelli Jr. is going to go around on the outside. Stephen Miller is going to split the difference. And then Meshkov's going to go in the sand to get through. Very interesting. We got another event here. Look at this. As Simpner comes around that last turn. On the throttle there a little bit too much, and it makes contact with the wall, and he might end up losing some positions here. Stephen Miller's going to get by. Bardelli Jr., Meshkov's going to get by. Pocky Caruso's going to get back by. And then also, Richie Tapple's getting by. So Lucas Simpner got all the way up to the 5th position. And now back to 10th. One little mistake. Back to our live feed. Roman Yapchev has opened up that gap on Javier Conti. Now 1.7 seconds. Andre Rousseau, haven't really checked on him too much. Take a look at him. He's running in P3 in the McLaren. About 6.8 seconds off P2. Almost 9 seconds, about 8.5 seconds or so off P3. Felipe Granado and Will Dunbar here battling it out. Felipe in Aston Martin getting by Will Dunbar. Will now back to the 12th position as Felipe takes over P11. Take a look at it again. Andre Rousseau here running in P3. Pretty quiet night here for him. Just over 29 minutes left to go here in this race. 50-minute race. Lucas Simpner retires his machine. So he's had some problems there and said, I've had enough. That's a shame there because he really moved his way up pretty well. He's got up to the 5th position, and then just one little mistake there coming off the final turn. Smacked the inside wall. And then lost a ton of positions. So he feels like maybe that car is boogered up there and retired his machine. That is a shame there for Lucas Simpner. Take a look at Javier Conti here running in P2. And he is now closed back in a little bit. So that it got to about 1.6 seconds. And now just over a second gap between the two of those guys, P1 and P2. On board here with P2. Javier Conti. Coming up the hill, approaching the corkscrew. Kind of get an idea of what it's like. I absolutely despise this part of the track, but that's just me. I'm not racing. I'm just broadcasting right there. Man, you're falling off a cliff. Pretty fun part of the track right there, and then coming down up here to this hard left-hander to come down the front stretch. Will Dunbar here in the Ferrari, running in the 12th position. Dan Richter up there in P11. Guys exchange pleasantries as Dan Richter makes that pass on the inside. That was a little bit more of a wave around right there. I think I heard that on the radio as Will felt like Dan was a little bit faster and let him have that spot. So Will running in the 12th position. Richie Tapple here trying to bounce back. Pocky Caruso, remember those guys got together a little bit earlier here, so let's see how this turns out. So I don't think it was intentional. Pocky Caruso got up on the curb and got into the right rear quarter panel, and he is all over the back of Richie Tapple right now. And don't forget about Alexander Meshkov. He's in this mix too. Meshkov running in P9, so we got 7th, 8th, and 9th. Tapple, Caruso, and Meshkov. Corvette, Porsche, and the BMW here all racing 7th, 8th, and 9th. Looks like we've got a car coming down pit lane, and that is Roman Yapchev coming down pit lane. New race leader, Javier Conti. Take a look at our side-by-side here as Roman Yapchev on pit lane. 26 minutes left to go, and this BMW taking service. Javier Conti there getting around the 12th, and I think Javier might be coming down pit lane here as Roman Yapchev finishes up his pit stop, coming back out on track in that BMW. So he's gotten his pit stop in the books. Little bit earlier than this other, some of these other drivers here. Brings us back up here to P1 in the McLaren. Javier Conti coming through the corkscrew. He is P1. Andre Rousseau running in the 2nd position. Javier coming down pit lane now. Taking some service. So making his pit stop there. Oh, a little interesting as he got into the sand a little bit. Looks like his partner in crime, Andre Rousseau, on pit lane as well. Our race leader is now Dennis Van de Ven. Hey, who did I say was going to win this race? I think he's in P1, pal. Dennis Van de Ven in the 84 car is our race leader. The 2 McLarens, Conti and Rousseau on pit lane. Stephen Miller shown in the 2nd position in the Ferrari, number 42. Richie Tapple just behind him in the Corvette. Stephen Miller right now running in the 2nd position in that Speed Details sponsor machine. On board here with him. Stephen Miller going to be coming down pit lane here, I suspect. You're getting some word that Stephen Miller in the 42, that Speed Details Ferrari, is going to come down pit lane. Tapple there, a little bit of a little tap there on Stephen Miller. See also Bardelli Jr. in this mix too, in that BMW. So right there as Stephen Miller comes down pit lane, taking some service, and I think he was a little agitated that he was being raced so hard when he had indicated he was going to be coming down pit lane. Take a look at Will Dunbar here in the 11th position now in that Ferrari. 6.1 seconds behind P10, Dan Richter. Take a look at Pocky Caruso after making pit stop, now back out in P12. So some of these other guys have to come down pit lane. Miller and Richter both on pit lane right now. Take a look at Pocky Caruso running in P10. Stephen Miller finishing up his pit stop here. Taking a look at Dan Richter in that lower right frame. Oh no, Pocky Caruso in the 10th position. He comes around and heads in the right direction. How about that, man? If you're going to do a pirouette, there's the way to do it. So Caruso spun around. Maybe those tires not quite what he wants here. Take a look and see what happened to Pocky Caruso. Oh, he gets in the sand right there. He gets in the sand. He is sideways by the time he gets back on the track. But nonetheless, does a couple spins. Going to give him a 7.5 on those spins. The Russian judge, I think, is going to give him about a 5. But Pocky Caruso gets that car pointed in the right direction, back at it. He's in P10. Take a look at that Felipe Granado here running in the 8th position. That Aston Martin, he's had a pretty eventful race. Claudio Bardelli Jr. in the BMW. Oh, it's like Richie Tapple's come off track. Richie Tapple had some issues there, and he's off into the sand. Let's see what happened to Richie Tapple. He's going to lose a ton of positions. Now back to 6th. See what happened to Richie Tapple. A lot of speed right there. Oh, he just misses that turn, and the thing sort of catches. And he gets into the wall now, trying to get this thing straightened back up, and he's going to lose a ton of spots. Richie Tapple goes from P2 back to P6. So back up here with the race, the 8th place car, Felipe Granado in the Aston Martin, 10.5 seconds behind P7, Andre Rousseau. Roman Yapchev here, a couple BMWs. He and Claudio Bardelli Jr. here battling it out. Look at that, Alexander Meshkov in here. Look at that, man. We got a parking lot full of BMWs there. 3 BMWs there running together. Looking out of the back of Roman Yapchev's machine at Claudio Bardelli Jr. and Alexander Meshkov. Those guys having a good battle. Take a look at Claudio Bardelli Jr., Alexander Meshkov battling it out. That's for the 4th position. Claudio Bardelli Jr. in the BMW. Oh, they're both in BMWs. The white BMW in P4. Meshkov running in 5th. Take a look at Alexander Meshkov. Bardelli Jr. there opened up a little bit of a gap on Meshkov as they come through the corkscrew. See that steering wheel getting all crossed over there to get through the corkscrew. It's a pretty good run here for Meshkov. He's running in the 5th position. Oh, Meshkov has come around, I think. We'll see what happened. Meshkov might have come around. Let's see. We're focused on him, and he might have had some issues. See what happened here is Meshkov. Oh, he hits that curve. Oh, no, he comes over, flips over. Up in the fence. Uh-oh. He's in big, big trouble. He is in big trouble. Look at that. So Meshkov cannot get any grip on those tires to come off that tire barrier. So Meshkov in big trouble. It is a shame. He was having such a good night. What the heck? He hit that curb. He gets on that curb right there, that inside curb, and it shoots that car up in the air. And then on his lid, and then flips over, catches in the sand, and then, oh, thank heavens the fence was there. This crowd, they didn't even flinch, did they? Got some people still shopping at the souvenir stand. Maybe pieces of car might have flown over there and get him a free souvenir. So Meshkov having a tough break there as Paki Caruso getting by. Now taking over the 8th position. Meshkov was having such a good night. What a tough break there for him. Paki Caruso now P8. Well, who's leading? Oh, wait a minute. Dennis Vandeven's leading. Oh, wasn't he? Look at that. Dennis Vandeven on pit lane. So we got a couple guys on pit lane. A few guys out of the race there. Richie Tapple coming off pit lane. He's had a pretty challenging night, but Dennis Vandeven taking some service here with just under 16 minutes left to go. Javier Conti going to come around the last turn here and probably will take the lead. Roman Yapchev just behind him. So Vandeven still on pit lane, having a Coke and a smile. His crew chief is saying, get back out there, man. He's got Corvette coming down pit lane. He is going to fall back to at least 5th spot right now. But the race leader is now Javier Conti after these guys have made some rounds of pit stops here. 15 minutes left to go. So good battle here, and I have a feeling that Roman Yapchev is going to be in his rearview mirror very, very soon. So these guys have been around each other all night long. The McLaren of Javier Conti. Roman Yapchev in the BMW, the points leader coming into tonight. P1, P2. Andre Rousseau is in 3rd. Coming up on some lap traffic here. This will be interesting how they handle this. See that Ferrari of Stephen Miller and that Speed Details machine. Right now, Stephen Miller running in P8. The race leaders closing in on our 8th place car, Stephen Miller. Dennis Vandeven here now taking over P4 as Bardelli Jr. is on pit lane. While Bardelli Jr. in P5, now on pit lane as Dennis Vandeven picks up that spot. Take a look at Stephen Miller here, running in the 8th position. See P1 gets by. Stephen Miller trying to figure out where he needs to be as P2 wanting to get by here. Going to give him a lot of room, I believe. No, he gives Roman Yapchev a lot of room. Lets those guys go. See Bardelli Jr. coming back off pit lane right there after making his pit stop. He's now in P8, Stephen Miller in P7, so keep in mind that Bardelli Jr. now has fresh tires. Stephen Miller in 7th. Little work to do for Claudio Bardelli Jr. in the BMW with just over 12 minutes left to go. I have a feeling this battle for the race lead is going to get tighter as the minutes wind down. Both these guys have been up front all night long. Take a look at Andre Rousseau in the McLaren through the corkscrew. He's running in P3. At 18.7 seconds behind the race leader. 17.7 behind P2, Roman Yapchev. Van de Ven about 34 seconds behind the race leader in this Corvette. Had a pretty good battle there with Richie Tappo a little bit earlier, a couple Corvettes battling it out, but right now Dennis Van de Ven has the best of it. He's running in P4, about 14 and a half seconds off P3 right now. Paki Caruso in the Porsche, the lone Porsche out here, running in the 5th position. 36 seconds off of P4. Richie Tappo here bouncing back. He has had an eventful night. And I'll say that's pretty much the story of Richie Tappo's season. He has had a pretty eventful season. Every race, there seems to be a lot to focus on with respect to Richie Tappo. Making great passes, maybe getting himself in a little bit of a pickle, bouncing back. But one thing is for sure, there is no dialing it down for Richie Tappo. That guy is always on 10. Right now he's 10 seconds behind P5. 10 minutes left to go. Hey, how'd that work out? This is why I should win an Emmy. Stephen Miller running in the 7th position, but Claudio Bardelli Jr. has all but run him down. Looking out of the back of Stephen Miller's machine at Claudio Bardelli Jr. So good close battle here between the BMW and the Ferrari, and it looks like Bardelli Jr. is going to pick up that spot. We knew Bardelli Jr. had a little bit fresher tires, and now he's off at the races here through the corkscrew. As Miller trying to hold on to the back end of that BMW of Claudio Bardelli Jr. A little bit older tires here for Stephen Miller. Running in the 8th position now as Bardelli Jr. picks up that spot. We'll go back here and look at this pass. As Bardelli Jr. picking up that spot. Good little move there for him. And that was kind of a wave by there too. Stephen Miller was smart enough to realize that Bardelli Jr. was faster, had fresher tires, and let him go. There's no sense in boogering up 2 drivers' races. Now up to P7. Take a look at the Felipe Granado here running in the 9th position. Hey, give me a chat. I don't know who's Felipe Granado. How's Felipe Granado chatting right now in the chat session, and he's out on the track? That's crazy. That's some talent right there. Granado here running in the 9th position in the Aston Martin. So he's chatting it up right now. How's that working? Has he got a hired chatter? A hired gun to chat as Felipe Granado? Now Felipe running in the 9th position. Here with about 7.5 minutes left to go. Claudio Bardelli Jr. picking up another spot here. I think Richie Tapple might have had some issues here through the corkscrew, baby. See, oh, Richie Tapple off track. Richie Tapple came off track there. What happened to him? We'll take a look here. This is Richie Tapple. He is in the, he spun that car around and now trying to get this thing straightened back up here. We'll see what happened to him. Richie Tapple, that's already transpired here, so we're going to have to back it up even further. Right there, Richie Tapple through the corkscrew. It looks like he's had some issues. Corvette, like I said, there is no, he's always got this dialed up to 10. And Richie Tapple here through the corkscrew, I think he's had some trouble. Right there, he spins. Now, they're in a tough spot here because you can't see who's coming here, and you want to try to get around, so you got to look at your HUD. You see Bardelli Jr. go by, Stephen Miller go by, and Tapple realizes now he's got a little work to do to try to reclaim 6th and 7th, so he's lost 2 positions. Take a look at Dan Richter here in the Aston Martin. Swinging this a little bit wide, getting into the sand. Now about 6 minutes left to go. As Dan Richter in the 11th position. Will Dunbar in 10th. Take a look at Will Dunbar here running in the 10th position. Pretty quiet night here for him so far, but he just wanted to get a good finish out this season. Fairly new to sim racing, but really has shown a lot of promise. Really getting into this through the corkscrew. I don't know if this is one of his favorite tracks or not, but he seems to like these GT3 cars. And the finishing positions are starting to show that he is becoming more and more accustomed with rFactor 2 and also these GT3 cars. Paki Caruso in the Porsche. Oh, a little bit about too much juice there through the turn. And Paki Caruso coming around. He's going to maintain his 5th position, is he? Bardelli Jr. gets by. Actually, Paki Caruso is going to end up losing a couple positions there. Is he going to get back by Bardelli Jr.? Looks like he actually keeps his position. These guys might be a lap down. Yeah, they are, looks like. Take a look at Bardelli Jr. So that happened. That was interesting right there. Got any word on the pass to reclaim that position? So Bardelli Jr. running in P6. Caruso running in the 5th position. Paki Caruso in the BMW in P5. Javier Conti now has a whole lot of Roman Yapchev in that BMW hounding him through the corkscrew. So can this McLaren, Javier Conti, can he hold on and get this win? Roman Yapchev, he is going to be our champion this season. These guys have about 3.5 minutes left to figure it out. Javier Conti, after pit stops, has found himself in P1. Roman Yapchev in 2nd in the BMW. Half a second separate the two of those guys. Andre Rousseau is in third. Take a look at Andre Rousseau in the McLaren. So we got a couple of McLarens, P1, P3, and sandwiched in between is the BMW of Roman Yapchev. Dennis Van de Ven running in the fourth position. He's about 8 seconds off P3. That gap now 1 second. So Javier Conti is starting to turn up the juice here a little bit. So Roman Yapchev in the BMW. Can he make a run at Javier Conti? Waiting minutes here. We got a battle here between the Ferrari of Stephen Miller and the Corvette of Richie Tapple. Stephen Miller gets off into the sand, and Richie Tapple picks up P7. So Stephen Miller having some trouble here late in the race as Tapple moves up a position. Roman Yapchev has 5 wins this season. Can he get win number 6? Javier Conti wants his first win of the season. And this battle is tightening up here. Roman Yapchev here now has caught the McLaren. Oh, a little bit of a punt right there, right into the wall. Yapchev gets into, the leader's wreck. The leader's wreck, and Javier Conti, Roman Yapchev. Contact between the two, and looks like Conti might be stuck. Oh my heavens! Fisticuffs here at the end. Roman Yapchev went for broke and got into the back of Javier Conti. Watch this. Right here, he had caught him and then got into the back of the McLaren. McLaren gets into the wall, the tire barrier, and those guys get tangled up right there. Oh my God. Yapchev. Looks like he's going to have another lap here, I believe. No, I think this is probably going to be it here for him. So Roman Yapchev is going to end up winning this race. Roman Yapchev and Andre Rousseau, 1-2. Dennis Van de Ven in third. Javier Conti out of the race. What a shame. As Roman Yapchev, can he hold on here? He's got a pretty sizable lead on, where did I talk to Studio 397 about these camera angles. As the one car, Roman Yapchev, a little bit, I'm not sure this is the way he wanted to win this race. But nonetheless, Javier got a little contact from Roman Yapchev on the last lap, and Roman Yapchev's going to come away with the race win. Andre Rousseau will finish in second. Dennis Van de Ven is going to come away with a third place finish. Conti will now finish in the 9th position, I believe. So a tough break there for Javier Conti. Contact. Last lap contact, it looked like, between Roman Yapchev and Javier Conti. we will take a look at the final results. Looks like we got a couple cars here still finishing up. Pocky Caruso finishing up here. He's going to end up finishing in the 4th position. So Roman Yapchev gets the race win and wins the championship. A little bit of a controversial sequence of events there toward the end. What a bummer to finish that way, that's for sure. We'll take a look at the final results. Roman Yapchev gets that race win. Andre Rousseau finishes in the 2nd position. Dennis Van de Ven battles back for a 3rd place finish. Pocky Caruso in the Porsche finishes in 4th. Claudio Bardelli Jr. finishes in the 5th position in the BMW. Richie Tapple, eventful night for him. He finishes in 6th. Felipe Granado battles up there for the 7th place finish in the Aston Martin. Javier Conti, tough break there for him at the end, finished in the 8th position. Stephen Miller, good top 10 for him. He actually finished in the 9th position. Will Dunbar finishes in 10th. Those guys shown. See if we can't. Yeah, it's going to show them both as 8 for some reason. Dan Richter finishes in the 11th position. Alexander Meshkov 12th. Lucas Simpfner finishes in the 13th position. Sergei Butsev in 14th. I think the award goes to Alexander Meshkov for the coolest wreck of the evening. So congratulations to Roman Yapchev for his race win here at Laguna Seca. 6 wins this season. And I'm feeling this is not the kind of race that he wanted to have here at the finish. There's just contact between the two of those guys. Close battle, and a pretty difficult section of the track to try to pull off a pass. But nonetheless, I know he apologized to Javier for the contact. Javier finishes in the 10th position. Well, the champion this season is Roman Yapchev. 6 wins. So, well, congratulations to him and the BMW. Very, very good season for Roman, and pretty impressive outing each and every night for each and every weekend there for that BMW crew. So congratulations to him on a great season. So some folks are chatting it up, I believe, saying they were looking forward to maybe some IndyCar racing. You see there as we fix that just a little bit right there. So Alexander Meshkov looking forward to IndyCar there. Claudio Bardelli Jr. thanking Gilmar Peixoto for coming in here and cheering him on, watching his buddy. Gilmar in here. He does some racing with us as well, so good to see Gilmar. Very interesting season it has been. Well, speaking of the IndyCar series, we got a big one headed your way in this time slot next season. The High Octane Racing League IndyCar Series. Saturdays at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Same time slot if you're interested in joining up in the IndyCar Series. There's the Discord address in the lower left of this. But look at those tracks, man. I had a little fun there really choosing some tracks. Atlanta starting out the season on April 17th. So we're going to take next week off and then get after it. Starting on April the 17th, Kentucky Speedway coming up on April the 24th, Las Vegas, Iowa, Pocono, the Tricky Triangle. These guys absolutely love this track, and it is fun in IndyCars, I'll be honest with you. Gateway Speedway, also a fun one, located just outside of St. Louis, Missouri, over on the Illinois side of the river, so a very fun track. IndyCars race there, or at least they did at some point. Indianapolis Motor Speedway on the same weekend with the Indianapolis 500. That's right, Memorial Day weekend here in the United States. And chose that weekend by design. That was the only one that I deliberately put in that spot because I wanted to, guys are going to be fired up for the Indy 500, and we'll get it out here on May 29th and make it happen for 250 miles. So it should be a great one. Phoenix after that on June the 5th. Kansas Speedway, another cookie cutter there. 9th race of the season on June the 12th, and finishing out the season at a short track at Richmond Raceway. IndyCars used to race here, and it is a fun track. I'm excited about this. A little bit different twist coming your way in the IndyCar Series. Well, speaking of Richmond, we've got a Richmond race coming up here in just a little while. The High Octane Racing League Saturday Night Thunder. 250 laps in the Cup cars at Richmond. It's race number 8 in that first season of 2021. So starting at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's the High Octane Racing League Saturday Night Thunder at Richmond Raceway. Then next week, race number 2 in the, this is next Friday, 150 laps from Martinsville. So some short track racing headed your way on Friday, April the 9th in the High Octane Racing League Bushwhacker Series. This is the Xfinity Series. So race number 2 headed your way on April the 9th. Should be a great one, 150 laps there at Martinsville. Going to be some tight racing. I want to say thank you so much for coming in and joining me here on the YouTube channel all season long. I always enjoy watching the chat sessions and so forth. But I appreciate you being here. Peace to everybody out there. Hope everybody's having a wonderful, wonderful Easter weekend. It's very nice here in the United States. I'm living in Indiana, just a little bit north of Indianapolis Motor Speedway. And it is a very, very nice day. So we're going to go take the dog out here a little bit and enjoy it before we have that race later this evening. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and share my videos with all your friends here on TurnLeftTV. You can hit that thumbs up button. I definitely pay attention to that. Please help me out here at TurnLeftTV. Man, I'm sparkly right now, aren't I? Man, it must be Easter sparkles. If you'd like to make a donation to TurnLeftTV, click on the link up in the banner of the channel. Don't forget to visit down in the description of the race. Got a couple of links there to follow over to the Fanatec website if you're interested in purchasing something through them. Please help me out here at TurnLeftTV. Peace to all those people who have done so, and thank you so much. I appreciate that. So that's going to do it for us tonight here on TurnLeftTV. I might actually get out on the track and do some racing. So that's going to do it, boys and girls. Thank you so much for coming in. What a wonderful season it was. Congratulations to Roman Yapchev on taking the victory in the championship. We'll see you, boys and girls. I'm out of here.